Hi, everybody. Welcome to Sandy's house, where ingredients and taste meet. And B and I are back with another recipe for you, but we've got a surprise in the kitchen with us today. It's my brother Leon. Over 31 years ago, Leon was a horse jockey, and he was riding in a race and was thrown from a horse and was severely injured. He has suffered major brain injuries because of it, and the doctor said that he wouldn't live. He was in a coma for 2 weeks, and then he told us if he did live, he would be a vegetable. But look at God. It's been almost 31 years ago since that happened. And though he's got some different abilities because his short-term memory was affected, God still has a plan for Leon. Because I know that God is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all we could ask or think, according to the power that worketh within us. And we are so thankful and so grateful for Leon's life and all that God has done with him and through him, and all of the people who have been touched by his story over the years. So we're just excited to have him in the kitchen with us today. And then also, I want to send a shout out to our cousin, John Millsap Jr., who just published his first children's book, Kate and Kevin's Battle-Tested Adventure. It is a cute story about a brother and sister who lean on God's word to help them be strong, brave, and resilient during hard times. And we can surely use that in today's times. With times like these, we need God's word to hold on to trust in, to help us get through the difficult days that we are experiencing right now. So we want to congratulate John on his book, and we wish him much, much, much success. So with that said, we are going to get started on our meal for today. Our grandmother and AB's mother, Lorraine Williams, was a fantastic cook. I learned a lot of recipes and techniques from her. She probably didn't know that they were techniques. She was just doing what she felt in her heart, right? What she just did naturally. So we're gonna do chicken spaghetti, but of course, y'all know I'm gonna put my spin on it. So let's get started.
Let's get started.
Okay, so Leon and I are gonna get started on our garlic bread. He's going to use this spread that I put together earlier. It's a stick and a half, or stick and 3 tablespoons of butter, some parsley, 2 tablespoons of garlic paste, some salt, pepper. So he's going to spread this on we've got some little baguettes here. So he's going to spread that evenly. So Lee, you're going to take your spoon, or you can use this knife too if you need to, and spread it out on all of them. Get a good little amount on each one of them. While he's working on that, I'm going to make some cheese garlic twists. I've never made these before. I saw somebody do it on TikTok, so I thought I would give it a try. And I've got some puff pastry here, and I'm going to add some cheese. I've got some mozzarella cheese. We're going to put that in the middle here. Okay, so I've got some mozzarella cheese in the puff pastry here. Now I'm going to fold it in half. Okay. Then I'm going to egg wash it on top for 2 reasons. One, it'll give it a pretty shiny color, and it'll brown up and crisp nicely. And it will also help the cheese that we're going to put on the outside here adhere to the dough. So we'll see how this goes. And then we're going to cut it into strips and twist it. So they're like garlic cheese twists.
Oh, okay.
And then we're going to twist it, put it on our baking sheet over here. Good job, Lee. Then put it on our baking sheet over here and see what happens. I'm going to mix up the cheese a little bit on the outside. I'm going to put a little bit of cheddar along with the mozzarella. So now what we're doing is the roux for our chicken spaghetti. So we've got a tablespoon of butter and a tablespoon of olive oil. And B is going to just mix all of that together. It's going to add our onions in. We want this to be on a low to medium heat because we're going to sweat these onions out. We're going to add our garlic, and you always want to make sure that you put your garlic in last because it burns so easy and so quick. So she's going to get that going for a few minutes, and then she'll add the garlic. Okay, if you've been following us, you know that I like to add, I'm all about building flavor. So I like to add a little bit of apple cider vinegar sometimes when I'm sauteing vegetables. So that's what we're going to do now. We're going to add a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar.
So what purpose is the apple cider vinegar? I mean,
it just adds more flavor. Like some people would use wine.
Mm-hmm.
I like cooking with wine, but not all of the time. But I'm always trying to think of how to build as much flavor as possible, and apple cider vinegar just gives it a little bit of a pop. And now we're going to add 2 tablespoons of flour. I'm just going to sprinkle this in for her, and she's actually going to switch utensils and kind of whisk this together. There you go. You can use butter or you could use olive oil. It's just really a matter of
what's your preference? You can smell that onion and garlic. Mm-hmm.
Leon did an amazing job on his bread. It's in the oven.
Smelling good.
It smells delicious. Good. And you're just gonna kind of stir that in there to cook out that flour aroma. You can kind of smell it a little bit. We're just gonna try to cook that out a little bit before we add our liquids. This is gonna help our sauce thicken.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The flour.
The flour. This is a 1-pot meal. Everything's gonna go in here. You can transfer this to a casserole dish if you want to, but if you have an oven safe dish, you don't have to. You can just put everything in this one pot or this one pan, and it's all good.
I think we're ready now.
No, I think we should let it cook out just a little bit. I'm gonna turn it up just a little bit before we add our garlic, because I really want to cook out that flour. Okay, I'm gonna turn it back down, and we're gonna add our garlic. Now, a lot of people would add this later after they've added the chicken broth or the cream. But I'm going to add these seasonings in now to kind of let the aromas and the flavors of these seasonings kind of marry with.
Yeah, because it seems to me like you would add the season after you add the chicken. You know,
we're going to
let the chicken get the seasoning.
Well, chicken's going to get the seasoning, and we very well may have to add a little bit more, but we're going to wake these seasonings up by putting them in a little early. And this dish is so quick, we're like halfway there.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Okay.
Whisk, 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 whisk.
I can't do that.
Whisk, 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 whisk. Okay. I'm gonna add our cream. So that was a cup of chicken broth and a 1/2 cup of whipping cream.
So now the chicken comes before the spaghetti.
We're gonna start adding everything now.
Well, the cheese will be last, huh?
Nope, we're gonna add the cheese in now because we want the cheese to get nice and melted. So we've got 1/2 of the mozzarella we're gonna put in now. We're gonna leave 1/2 because we're gonna top it with cheese. We're gonna put 1/2 of the parmesan. So total, we got 1 cup of mozzarella, 1 cup of parmesan, a cup of cheddar. We're only going to use half right now. You can turn the fire off. We're only going to use half right now because we're going to top this with the rest of it. Okay. We're going to add in our chicken. And we've got 1 can of Rotel. And this is just diced tomatoes with green chilies. Okay. Get that all in there. And now we're going to add our noodles. Okay, so we have our pasta in here. I pre-cooked the pasta earlier. When you cook your pasta, when you drain it, reserve some of that pasta water, because as your pasta cools, it's going to tighten up. And that pasta water will help it to loosen up once you put it in the pan. So reserve a little bit of the pasta water when you drain it. So we got our pasta in here. We're going to take a taste and see if it needs anything. We'll top it with the cheese, pop it in the oven, and that's it. That's all there is to making chicken spaghetti.
That's it. It looks good.
Yes. So you guys want to taste?
You want to taste it?
Yes.
Here you go, Leah. Got it.
That's it.
Oh, yes.
Okay. Oh, I got your glove.
You got my glove too.
Yep, that's good.
It doesn't need anything else? Now remember, we're going to top it with these cheeses.
Okay,
and these cheeses have...
A little salt.
Think a little salt?
Just a little salt. You can throw those away, Junior.
Yeah. I'm going to add a little bit of all-purpose seasoning, just a little bit.
Is it coming out?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see.
It just needed a little pop of something.
Mm-hmm.
So now we're going to top it with some mozzarella. And my noodles are al dente, which means that they've got a little snap to them, because I knew that we were going to cook them some more in the oven, and you don't want to overcook your noodles. So it's better to slightly undercook them if you're going to cook them twice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's kind of like cooking them twice. You cook them on the stove and then you bake them, and you don't want to overcook them in that process.
That looks real good.
Yes.
Awesome.
Okay.
All right. Once our bread comes out, then we can put this in, and this meal is done. It's probably the quickest meal that we've made,
yes.
right?
Yes.
Okay, everybody. Our chicken spaghetti is out of the oven. We baked it on 400 for 400 degrees, covered for 15 to 20 minutes, and then uncovered for 10 to 15. Of course, it depends on how you want your cheese. If you want it, a little crisp on top, you leave it in a little longer, or you can crank it up to broil. If you just want it melted, then 15 minutes uncovered, 10 to 15 minutes uncovered should be enough. We want to thank you for tuning in today. I want to thank B for being here as always. Thank Leon for joining us in the kitchen today. His bread is amazing. It looks amazing. You did a fantastic job, Leon. Thank you. Again, if you're interested in purchasing John Millsap Jr.'s book, we will post the link for you. Listen, this is how we do it at Sandy's house. Thank you for tuning in, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Sandy's house, where ingredients and taste meet. And B and I are back with another recipe, but we've got a surprise in the kitchen with us today. It's my brother, Leon. Say hey, B and Leon.
Hey, me and Leon.
No, Sandy.
Like that's you the boo. You the boo.
You saying hi to the people, not to me.
You the one saying you say hi, Andy.
I said say hi. Oh, okay. Maybe I did.